holographic display aboard the TS Meridian cast an eerie blue glow across the bridge as Commander Sarah Chen focused on the approaching vessels. Their sleek, crystalline structures marked them unmistakably as Arkan ships, the self-proclaimed rulers of the Orion Arm. 3 colossal dreadnoughts, each dwarfing her modest exploration craft, glided through the void with predatory precision. "Status report," Sarah ordered, her tone steady despite the gravity of the moment. This wasn't just a routine first contact scenario. It was the culmination of a century of humanity's preparation. Lieutenant Rodriguez adjusted his neural interface, scanning the sensor readouts. Arkan vessels are holding their course. Their weapons are powered but not locked. Energy signatures confirm Shield-class VI technology consistent with our long-range intel. A small, satisfied smile touched Sarah's lips. For decades, humanity had intercepted and studied Arkan communications, analyzed their technology, and meticulously crafted the illusion of being a fledgling spacefaring species. The Meridian itself was a part of that deception, designed to appear precisely as advanced as the Arkan Empire might expect from a primitive race. "They're hailing us," announced P, the communications officer, her fingers flying over the haptic controls. Standard Arkan diplomatic frequencies. On screen, Sarah commanded, adjusting her posture and straightening her uniform. The display flickered, revealing a tall figure with alabaster skin, 4 arms, and bioluminescent markings that pulsed with haughty superiority. "Greetings, vessels of Earth," the Arkan emissary spoke, their crystalline tones converted into smooth English by their translator. "I am High Marshal Vex Thor of the Arkan Empire. We have observed your species' faltering steps into the cosmos with great interest." Sarah offered a measured bow. "High Marshal, I am Commander Chen of the Terran Exploration Service. Your presence honors us." Vex Thor's upper arms moved in a dismissive gesture. "Your species has finally achieved faster than light travel, though your methods are primitive. The Empire has decided to welcome you into the galactic community." Behind Sarah, her crew maintained their facade of nervous awe. None betrayed the truth that humanity's FTL capabilities had long surpassed the Arkan crystal drive. "We are grateful for the Empire's recognition," Sarah replied, her voice laced with feigned eagerness. "There is so much we can learn." "Indeed," Vex Thor said, his bioluminescent patterns flickering with amusement. "Your species will be granted protectorate status within the Empire. We will guide your development, manage your resources, and ensure you don't destroy yourselves with technology you can't understand." Sarah's expression shifted to one of carefully controlled concern. "Protectorate status? I'm afraid I lack the authority to make such decisions. Our planetary council would." Vex Thor interrupted, his markings flashing red. "Perhaps I should clarify. This is not a negotiation. The Empire has detected your feeble attempts at colonizing nearby systems. Without our protection, you would inevitably fall prey to far less benevolent species. Accept our offer or face the consequences." The tension on the bridge was palpable, but Sarah maintained her diplomatic facade. "High Marshal, please understand. I must consult with Earth's leadership. This is an unprecedented situation." "Very well," Vex Thor said, his disdain evident. "You have 1 planetary rotation to deliver your answer. We will expect your acceptance." The transmission cut abruptly. Sarah waited a calculated 3 seconds before activating the quantum entanglement communicator hidden beneath layers of primitive electronics. "Control, this is Meridian. Operation Trojan Horse is proceeding as planned. Arkan forces have delivered their ultimatum." A response came instantly, bypassing conventional detection methods. "Understood, Meridian. Ghost Fleet is in position. Proceed as planned. The Empire's arrogance will be their undoing." Sarah turned to her crew, who now shed their feigned apprehension, revealing their true discipline and expertise. "Send the coded signal to all colonies. It's time to show the galaxy why we've been hiding our strength for a century." Outside, the Arcan dreadnoughts loomed, their advanced sensors oblivious to the quantum ripples spreading through space. Unseen and unstoppable, hundreds of stealth vessels moved into position. Humanity's Ghost Fleet, led by the HMS Shadowblade, was ready to reveal why patience is never a sign of weakness. The real first contact war was about to begin, and the Arcans had no idea they'd already lost. Admiral James Harper stood on the bridge of the Shadowblade, watching as the quantum display tracked the emergence of hundreds of stealth vessels from dimensional pockets. The ship, nearly invisible against the vastness of space, was the pinnacle of humanity's century of hidden progress. Fleet status, Harper demanded, his neural link feeding him data from across the fleet. All vessels reporting ready, came Captain Maya Patel's voice. Quantum shields at full capacity, phase cannons charged. The Arcans still haven't detected us. The Shadowblade's bridge thrummed with restrained energy. Unlike the crystalline technology of the Arcans, humanity's quantum manipulation technology didn't just bend space, it rewrote its rules entirely. Signal from the Meridian. Lieutenant Park reported. Commander Chen confirms the Arcans are growing impatient. They're charging weapons. Harper's lips curled into a grim smile. Right on schedule. Begin Phase 1. Across the void, his orders carried instantly through the quantum network. 100 stealth vessels, each a marvel of unmatched technology, encircled the Arcan dreadnoughts. Sir Maya reported, the Archon flagship is powering up its main crystal cannon, targeting the Meridian. Let them fire, Harper said. Chen knows what to do. On the display, the Arcan dreadnought unleashed a devastating crystalline energy beam toward the Meridian, unaware of the trap they had just sprung. The seemingly defenseless Meridian stood motionless as the Arcan dreadnought's beam struck, only to pass cleanly through, leaving no trace of impact. Holographic projection systems functioning flawlessly, Park confirmed. The real Meridian is safely beyond their range. Admiral Harper adjusted his uniform. Open a channel to High Marshal Vex Thor. Let's show them the reality they're dealing with. The Archon leader's image appeared on the quantum display, his bioluminescent markings still radiating superiority, and attitude about to be erased. What deception is this? Vex Thor demanded, his voice a mixture of confusion and indignation. I am Admiral James Harper of the Terran Ghost Fleet. Harper began, his tone calm but unyielding. What you saw was a projection, much like the false technological image humanity has maintained for the past century. As he spoke, the Shadowblade and its escort fleet deactivated their quantum stealth fields, materializing around the Arcan forces. Hundreds of warships, their hulls absorbing light and hope alike, appeared as silent harbingers of humanity's true power. Impossible, Vex Thor whispered, his bioluminescence flickering with fear. Your species couldn't have hidden this. But we did, Harper replied evenly. While you observed what you thought were our fumbling steps into space, we studied you. While you planned to dominate us, we prepared to ensure that plan would fail. Your crystalline technology is impressive, High Marshal, but quantum manipulation, well, that's a different matter entirely. To illustrate his point, Harper nodded to Captain Maya Patel. Instantly, the Shadowblade vanished from normal space, reappearing behind the Arcan flagship in an impossible display of quantum mastery. For centuries, your empire has conquered others by overwhelming them with force, Harper continued. You mistook patience for weakness. That ends now. Vex Thor's markings now pulsed with outright panic. You dare threaten the Empire? Our fleet is already surrounded, Harper interrupted. Those quantum ripples you're detecting? That's just the first wave. Humanity doesn't seek war, but we are prepared for it. The quantum display showed additional Arcan ships arriving via their crystalline FTL drives, drawn by their flagship's distress signal. Harper remained unmoved. Lieutenant Park, give them a demonstration. The Shadowblade's phase cannons powered up, unleashing quantum-enhanced beams. The blasts penetrated the Arcan Dreadnought's shields, rendered useless against multidimensional weapons, and precisely disabled its weapons and drive systems, leaving no casualties. "That was a warning," Harper declared. "Your shields rely on crystalline harmonics, but quantum beams exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. You can't block what doesn't fully exist in your space." Vex Thor's arrogance shattered. What do you want?" Simple, Harper replied. "Humanity will claim its rightful place as equals in the galaxy, not as slaves. You will recognize our sovereignty, withdraw your forces, and engage in proper diplomacy. Or—" He let the silence drive home the unspoken threat as additional Ghost Fleet vessels emerged, displaying humanity's full technological prowess. "You have 1 hour to relay our terms to your Imperial Command," Harper concluded. "Choose wisely, High Marshal. Humanity has spent a century preparing for this moment. How long has your Empire prepared for us?" As the transmission ended, Maya approached Harper. "Do you think they'll comply?" Harper watched the chaos unfold on the quantum display as the Arcan fleet scrambled to reassess its options. "They don't have a choice. The real question is, how many subjugated species will rise when they realize the Empire isn't invincible?" The Ghost Fleet maintained its position, hundreds of quantum-empowered vessels holding the Arcan forces in check. After centuries of secrecy, humanity had revealed its strength, and the galaxy would never be the same. The Arcan Empire responded not with diplomacy but with overwhelming force. Mobilizing the largest fleet in galactic history, they converged 500 crystal drive warships on the Void Gate's ancient structures, forming the backbone of interstellar travel. Their strategy was clear: seize the gates, contain humanity. Captain Maya Patel, commanding the HM Spectra, observed the incoming armada through quantum sensors. A sister ship to the Shadowblade, the Spectra maintained position near the Perseus Void Gate, cloaked in an impenetrable quantum field. "They're committing everything," observed her XO, Commander David Chen. "Their core worlds must be nearly defenseless." Maya studied the tactical display. "Pride comes at a high cost. Command anticipated this. That's why we're here." The quantum network buzzed with Admiral Harper's transmission. "All Ghost Fleet vessels, execute Operation Checkmate. Remember your training, this is why we chose the Void Gates as our battleground." "Battle stations," Maya ordered. "Initiate quantum targeting sequences." Her crew moved seamlessly, their Neuralink-enabled systems allowing instantaneous coordination. Unlike the rigid hierarchy of Arcan ships, human vessels thrived on adaptive tactics. "Tactical update," reported Sarah Wong, the Spectra's sensor officer. "Multiple crystal drive signatures. They're using the gate's energy field to amplify their weapons." Maya allowed herself a small smile. As predicted, deploy quantum mirrors. The Spectra released dozens of devices that appeared as harmless satellites to Arcan sensors. In reality, they were quantum field generators, capable of redirecting energy attacks back to their source. The first Arcan strike came a massive crystalline beam, powerful enough to destroy a planet. But as it reached the Spectra, it fractured against an invisible barrier, redirected by the quantum mirrors. The beam turned back on its origin, slamming into the Arcan warship that had fired it. The battle for the Void Gates had begun, and humanity was ready to prove why they had chosen this battlefield. The beam passed harmlessly through the space where the Arcan forces believed the human fleet was hiding, only to collide with the quantum mirrors. "Mirror array operating flawlessly," Sarah confirmed. On the tactical display, Maya observed the redirected beam slam into the enemy fleet, breaking through the shields of 3 Arcan dreadnoughts. The opposing formation spiraled into chaos. Now Maya commanded, "Execute primary attack pattern." The Ghost Fleet moved in unison, their quantum drives phasing them in and out of normal space, appearing in seemingly impossible positions throughout the Arcan formation. The ancient energy field of the Void Gates, instead of hindering humanity, amplified their quantum systems, providing a tactical edge. Multiple targets locked, Sarah reported. Phase cannons charged. Fire at will. The space around the Perseus Gate exploded into a storm of quantum warfare. Human ships invisible to Arcan sensors launched attacks from constantly shifting locations. Their phase cannons bypassed crystal shields entirely, disabling propulsion and weapon systems with surgical precision. The enemy fleet is attempting to regroup, David reported. They're forming a defensive sphere around their command ship. Maya opened a channel to Admiral Harper. Sir, they're following the predicted pattern. Ready to initiate Phase 2. Proceed. Captain Harper's voice came through with calm authority. Let's demonstrate why we studied the Void Gate so extensively. Maya turned to her chief engineer, Dr. Raj Patel. Doctor, activate the quantum resonance device. Raj's hands flew across his console, activating humanity's most secretive weapon. The device, developed from extensive research into the Void Gate's ancient technology, manipulated quantum fields on an unprecedented scale. Resonance field stabilizing, Raj reported. Gate energy synchronized with our quantum matrix. The symbols on the Void Gate began to glow with extraordinary brilliance as the resonance device disrupted the Archon fleet's crystal drives. By the Founders came a panicked transmission from an Arcan commander. What are they doing to the gate? Maya switched to a wide-spectrum channel. Attention, Arcan fleet. Your crystal drive technology is now offline. You relied too heavily on the Void Gate's energy field, while we learned to control it. The resonance field continued to neutralize the Archon fleet's systems, rendering ship after ship powerless while simultaneously enhancing humanity's quantum systems. Soon, nearly the entire fleet was adrift. Enemy fleet disabled, Sarah reported. 87% have lost primary power. The remainder are on minimal emergency systems. Maya stood tall, watching the once mighty Archon armada float helplessly around the gate. Signal Admiral Harper, the Perseus Gate is secured. The battle, lasting less than 30 minutes, had ended with the most formidable fleet in Arcan history neutralized not by overwhelming firepower, but through humanity's superior understanding of the Void Gate's technology. Incoming transmission from the Arcan command ship communications reported. They're requesting terms of surrender. Maya allowed herself a quiet smile. Inform Admiral Harper the board is clear. The real game begins now. Fully operational, reported Dr. Rivera. Quantum synchronization is complete. Reality anchors are in place. The Alliance fleet is exactly where we need them. The Battle of the Void Gates marked humanity's first major victory and signaled to the galaxy that the balance of power had shifted irrevocably. The question was no longer if the Arcan Empire would fall, but what new order would take its place. Across human space, the components of the grid, cleverly disguised as primitive infrastructure, activated in unison. A vast network, years in the making, was now fully realized. The Alliance shifts. The Grand Council chamber on New Geneva Station buzzed with tension as representatives from 30 species gathered for an extraordinary meeting just 3 weeks after the Battle of the Void Gates. The galaxy's political landscape was undergoing rapid and unprecedented change. Dr. Elena Santos, Earth's chief diplomat, stood at the central podium. Her gaze swept across the alien representatives. The chamber itself symbolized humanity's advanced quantum field architecture, able to reconfigure for any species' environmental needs. The Arcan Empire's fleet remains disabled but intact, she began, her voice steady as it carried through personalized translation fields. As promised, no lives were lost. Humanity seeks change, not conquest. A Nexian delegate, their crystalline form shimmering with unease, spoke first. For centuries our people paid tribute to the Empire, believing their crystal technology invincible. Yet they paused, their facets glittering in disbelief. You shut it down as if flipping a switch. Not just shut it down, rumbled Kalel, a towering void walker, their deep voice resonating through the chamber. They mastered the gates, the divine technology of our ancient records. Alina raised her hand, calming the growing murmurs. Humanity spent a century preparing, yes, but not for dominance. We prepared for this moment, the chance to reshape galactic civilization for the better. The chamber's quantum displays lit up, showing images of the disabled Arkan fleet floating near the Perseus Gate. Beside it, data revealed the Empire's political collapse as oppressed worlds declared independence. Already 17 former Imperial worlds have requested diplomatic relations, Alina continued. The Empire's grip relied on fear and technological superiority. Once those were broken. And what assurance do we have, interrupted Tia, the Eldavian ambassador, their feathers bristling with skepticism, that humanity won't simply replace the Empire? Your quantum technology clearly surpasses all known capabilities. Alina smiled, anticipating the question. An excellent point, which is why I'm authorized to announce that humanity will share our quantum technology with any species that joins the Galactic Cooperative. The chamber erupted in shock. Even the usually impassive void walkers displayed flashes of shifting colors, a rare sign of surprise. Not all of it, of course, Alina clarified as the uproar settled, but enough to allow every species to develop their own quantum applications. Stability is achieved through balance, not dominance. She gestured to the displays, which now showed schematics of basic quantum field generators. These designs are a gesture of goodwill. Our scientists are prepared to assist your teams in adapting this technology. The Aryan delegate's crystalline voice trembled with excitement. This would transform our civilization. Our crystal systems could be enhanced far beyond what we imagined. Exactly, Alina replied. Every species has unique insights, unique strengths. Humanity doesn't want subjugates or servants. We want partners. As the delegate studied the schematics, a new transmission interrupted the chamber's communication system. Admiral Harper's hologram appeared, his expression grim. Dr. Santos, we have a situation. Long-range quantum sensors have detected something concerning. Something is coming through the outer void gates. Something massive. Alina Santos felt her pulse quicken, but kept her voice calm. Archon reinforcements. No, Harper replied, his hologram flickering slightly. The energy signatures are completely foreign. This isn't from any civilization we've encountered. The chamber fell silent as the delegates absorbed the implications. The galaxy's recent upheaval had drawn attention from beyond known space. How long, Alina asked. At their current trajectory, 3 days until they reached the Perseus Gate network. Harper paused. The void gates are activating in configurations we've never seen before. Whatever built them, it's coming to check its creation. Alina scanned the room, seeing fear and anticipation in the delegates' expressions. The Arkan Empire had fallen, but it was clear the struggle was far from over. Humanity and its newfound allies now faced an even greater mystery. Well, she said, addressing the chamber, it seems the galaxy must stand united sooner than we thought. Who's with us? One by one, the delegates rose, former adversaries and neutrals alike. They recognized that humanity had not only toppled an empire but also offered a path forward. As declarations of support echoed through the chamber, Alina's quantum communicator pulsed with a message from Earth. Command Operation Phoenix is now active. May whatever comes find us ready. The galaxy's greatest test was approaching faster than anyone could have imagined, but this time they would face it together. The Perseus Void Gate radiated with unparalleled energy, its ancient symbols glowing in patterns and colors that defied explanation. Thousands of ships from 28 species formed a unified defense, the newly forged Galactic Cooperative standing ready for the unknown. On the Shadowblades bridge, Admiral Harper monitored the quantum readings as they spiraled into unprecedented patterns. Beside him, Dr. Elena Santos and the Void Walker Cal studied their specialized instruments. The gate's quantum signature is evolving, Cal's ethereal voice resonated. These patterns, they are absent from even our ancestral records. Humanity had positioned the fleet with precision, relying on theoretical models developed from years of Void Gate research. Ships equipped with both quantum and crystal technologies formed the outer rings, while pure quantum vessels like the Shadowblade guarded the core. Energy Spike, Lieutenant Park reported. Something is coming through. The gate erupted in a cascade of shifting geometries. From the dimensional breach emerged a single, colossal vessel. Its form seemed to exist in multiple states simultaneously, fluctuating between crystalline symmetry and quantum uncertainty. By the creators, Cal whispered. The architects themselves. The vessel dwarfed every ship in the fleet, its surface shimmering with technology that made humanity's advancements look rudimentary. We're being hailed, communications announced. The signal is coming through quantum, crystal, and a dozen other channels at once. Harper exchanged a glance with Elena. This was a moment that would define the galaxy's future. Open all channels. The bridge's quantum display revealed a breathtaking figure, beings of pure energy, their forms evoking the fundamental patterns shared by all known species. Children of the galaxy, the entity spoke, their words translating flawlessly into every language. We are the architects. We have watched, we have waited, and now, you have surprised us. Elena stepped forward. We are honored by your presence. I am Dr. Elena Santos of Earth. We know who you are, the architect interrupted, its form rippling like starlight on water. We know all of you. The Void Gates were left as a test, scattered across the galaxy to see who would understand them. A test, Harper asked. Many discovered the gates, the architect continued. Some mastered crystal technologies, others found different paths. But humanity, the entity, pulsed with what seemed like approval. You did the unexpected. You learned, you hid, you prepared, and then you shared. The quantum displays shifted to scenes of recent events: the Battle of the Void Gates, the formation of the Cooperative, the sharing of quantum technology. The Arcan Empire hoarded power, the architect said. Others sought only to serve or survive. But you understood the purpose of advancement: to elevate all who strive alongside you. A new signal pulsed from the architect's vessel, flooding the quantum network with data. These are the full schematics of the Void Gates and much more. You have proven yourselves worthy of the legacy we left behind. Elena's eyes widened as she reviewed the data. This is beyond anything we imagined. It is yours, the architect declared. Yours to share, yours to build upon. The galaxy enters a new age. Use it wisely. Cal stepped forward. And what of you? Will you stay? Our time here is over, the architect replied. We guard the spaces between galaxies, ensuring that tests like this continue. Here, now, the future belongs to those who choose to face it together. The architect's vessel began to glow, pulsing with energy as its form dissolved into quantum probabilities. Remember this moment, children of the galaxy, the architect's voice echoed. It was not conquest or submission that brought you here, but the choice to stand as equals. And then, as suddenly as they had appeared, the architects vanished, leaving behind not just their technology but a legacy of unity and cooperation. Admiral Harper surveyed the fleet, the former enemies turned allies, and the boundless possibilities of the architect's gift. Send word to all cooperative worlds, he ordered. The Void Gates are only the beginning. Together, we have a galaxy to explore. Elena smiled as the quantum displays filled with celebrations from countless worlds. The fall of the Arcan Empire had not led to chaos but to something greater: unity. Humanity had hidden its strength for a century, revealed it in a single day, and used it not to dominate but to unite. With the architect's blessing, the real journey was just beginning. The dawn of a new era had arrived, and it belonged to everyone.